Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. Well, you saw those absolutely delicious desserts, and that's exactly where you should find sugar, not in many of those processed foods. Well, our next guest is going to tell you about labeling and the importance of reading labels, and also how to reduce sugar in your diet. I'm joined by Dr. Joyce Johnson. Dr. Johnson, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about reducing sugar in your diet, because we all know that there are probably situations where we find sugar in things that we probably should not find sugars in. What are some of your recommendations on reducing sugar in your diet?
Okay, so step one, you want to try to avoid artificial sweeteners. So you'll find a lot of foods will say that they are sugar-free, but they're sweetened with another type of sweetener. And what research has told us that might lead to metabolic changes, which would increase your cravings, increase your food intake, and your weight gain, although it says that you're not having any sugar. So you are still having a metabolic impact by using those artificial sweeteners. So some things that you can do, some choices that you can make are to add some berries, some fruit. I have some dates here, bananas, some natural sweeteners, foods that can help to crave or quench that sweet craving that you're having. So that's where I would start.
Right, and I mentioned labels off the top, and that's something I know that's very important to you, because, you know, most of us, we don't take time to read the labels necessarily, because we just think, well, if I'm buying pasta sauce, it probably doesn't contain sugar, but that's most likely not the case, right?
Absolutely. So I think it's really important that you learn how to read those labels. So when you see an ingredient list, maybe not just looking at the nutritional chart, if you look at the ingredients list, ingredients are listed on a label in the order of abundance that you find them. So if sugar is one of the first names, that means there's quite a bit of sugar in that product. You might also find sugar disguised as names like maltose, dextrose, galactose. So there's other names for sugar, but that's still sugar. So you will find it. I have a few items here too. So these are things that might shock you. So granola bar, you know, this one does have a little bit of chocolate on the outside, but regular granola bars, you're looking at about 12 grams of sugar.
Wow.
In the granola bar.
Right.
A pot of yogurt. You think it's a great Greek yogurt, it's wonderful. You still have 12 grams of sugar in there. Monster drinks. These are the worst. Teenagers love them.
Yeah.
So this is what's in this monster drink. So there's 13 cubes of sugar in here.
Geez.
Yeah. Isn't that great? That'll make you run around the block. And then you'll find some other foods like pasta sauce is one of the culprits. Barbecue sauce, really, really high in sugar. So nice to cook with, right? Because you're going to turn the meat. You might not have everything on, but not to dip. Ketchup, that's another one that you will find some added sugar in there. So read your labels, absolutely, because we talked before the show. And if I'm going to have sugar, I want it in like chocolate or cake. I don't want sugar in my pasta sauce and in like my food that I think I'm eating healthy and doing well, but I'm getting all of my sugar from it.
I see some other products in front of you here, like the orange juice, and you've got, you know, the almond breeze there, and some vitamins. What else have you got there?
Well, the other thing that can cause sugar cravings are nutrient deficiencies.
Okay.
So we know that as the winter months, it gets gray and dark, and we're not getting as much vitamin D from the sun, for example. But we do find that vitamin D can play a role in glucose metabolism. So maybe it's increasing some vitamin D. So milk is enriched in vitamin D, as is orange juice, cereal. You can do vitamin D in a supplement. The other nutrient that deficiency can result in sugar cravings is magnesium.
Okay.
So you think about chocolate cravings, usually it is a result of a magnesium deficiency in your body. So magnesium-rich foods, we have some green leafy vegetables. I know this is not having like a chocolate bar, but these are magnesium-rich foods, avocado, dark chocolate. So you can get your magnesium out of dark chocolate. So that's another great option.
Okay. The last couple of things I wanted to mention is, you know, you were saying sleep is so incredibly important, and eating more protein in your diet.
Absolutely. So quickly sleep, here's a little sleep mask. Sleep deprivation can result in increased sugar cravings. So even a single night of poor or insufficient sleep can affect your insulin sensitivity for the entire next day. So that can affect your blood sugar levels and increase your cravings. And protein, it's really important to have protein at every meal. That protein in your diet will help to decrease the sugar cravings, believe it or not.
No,
So
yeah,
increase your protein. Yeah, make
yeah.
sure that you're, filling up 25% of your diet, right?
Exactly. Great tips, Dr. Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Don't go anywhere. More daytime coming up right after this.